Hello my emetophobics, this is a video for finding out the cause of your nausea, if you're unsure, along with tips on how to manage and calm the nasty sensation. I am an absolute nausea queen. I have experienced various levels of nausea throughout my life, ranging from small to crazy bad, via anxiety, medication, antibiotics, contraceptive pills, and a migraine at one terrifying time. And through all of that, I have found various ways of dealing with and calming down nausea. Before we get started, I will just say that from what I've found personally, just because you're nauseous, no matter how bad it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will be sick. Genuinely, I have been through the worst nausea caused by a prescribed tablet that went wrong, where it was so bad that I basically just accepted that I was going to be sick. But it never happened, and I am still baffled by that. Your body can survive a holy heck lot of nausea without purging, so that's just something to keep in mind. Firstly, find out the cause of the nausea. If you are certain that you know what is causing your nausea, then feel free to skip ahead. But I would encourage you to stay and watch this bit, just on the off chance that it might be caused by something you hadn't considered. It does happen, you'd be surprised. No matter whether you've been dealing with nausea for a few hours or a few months, I think it's so important to be able to sort out exactly where your nausea is coming from, because just knowing what is causing it can help with dealing with it. Welcome to the Nausea Checklist. Have you eaten recently? I know it's an obvious one, but sometimes it can be hard to tell. Believe me, I am well aware with emetophobia that eating can seem like one of the most impossible things to do. However, if you don't eat, you will become nauseous. That's a fact. I know, it's a vicious circle. Can't eat because you're nauseous, nauseous because you can't eat. It's so widely known that there's even memes about it. But your body needs food, not only to stop feeling nauseous, but also to make you mentally stable. If eating is too hard, I'd recommend trying something small. A bag of small things maybe, so you can munch. Savoury if possible, whatever's going to be less likely to trigger you. Doesn't necessarily matter if it's super healthy or not. Yes, something healthy is going to benefit you a lot more and sustain you for longer, but the goal here is to get something into your tummy. As long as you can eat something, you can then slowly work on what you're eating. I would recommend small slices of banana if you can. It's very unobtrusive, taste-wise, soft to swallow, filling, and will give you more energy. Put it in a smoothie if it's easier. I used to live off smoothies when I wasn't able to eat anything. Waves of hungry nausea can be really nasty, so a quick tip to immediately help this is to lay down on your side. When you do this, your stomach acid spreads out, and because it's not being pushed down by gravity, you trick your tummy into thinking that it's not empty. Hopefully, that should do the trick enough for the nausea to pass and you to be able to eat something. Is it caused by anxiety? I know, I cringed when I wrote that too. If you're an emetophobic, you've probably been told a stupid amount of times that it's just in your head, that it's just because you're anxious, that you're creating it, etc. However, just from my personal experience, in the past I wasn't able to tell the difference between actual nausea and my anxiety and intrusive thoughts telling me that I was nauseous. So I wouldn't rule out the possibility. Turns out there is a massive difference, in that one will actually make you feel nauseous, and another will make you think that you are, when you are in fact just experiencing very realistic thoughts and images combined with your body reacting to those images. Anxiety also has the added brilliance, can you tell I'm sarcastic, of heightening your senses and will most likely be making things taste and smell terrible. And that may be also adding to overall nauseous feeling. If you're not sure if it is anxiety, I would recommend nipping over to my intrusive thought video, where you can really concentrate on what your body and mind are telling you in a meditative and relaxing situation. Once you've managed to sort through what's what, pop back and continue. And if not that, a surefire way to tell if it's anxiety is to distract yourself, maybe by watching something unobtrusive or funny. If you can distract yourself enough, you only need a couple of seconds of total distraction, you should find that your anxiety and/or nausea will either noticeably lessen or disappear altogether. Really try, and if you're still nauseous, continue with the video. External causes. Are you taking something? Are you taking any medications, antibiotics, medications, or contraceptives? If you're on one of these, but not certain if it's causing nausea, I would encourage you to check or double check the side effects. Chances are, if you're nauseous, it's most likely going to be due to one of these. The human body is not supposed to experience nausea normally. It only gets nauseous when something is wrong with your body itself, such as illness, gastronomical problems, food poisoning, or when you are putting something foreign into your body, such as tablets or medicine of some sort. child. You can absolutely be on tablets and not know that they are causing your nausea. Just something to think about. Whatever you are taking, if you're aware that it's causing your nausea, I would recommend talking to your doctor to see if they can help. Also, as a general rule, I would always recommend taking it after or around food, just so you have something to line your stomach before putting chemicals into your body. It should hopefully help massively with the nausea. Illness? This is something I constantly worried about when I was a child. I worried that the reason I was feeling nauseous was because I was actually ill. I didn't know what emetophobic intrusive thoughts were back then, and I would constantly ask my parents to check my temperature. This was when I was very little though, and my brain couldn't understand or tell things apart. You yourself will probably know if you actually are ill, because you will have various other symptoms such as diarrhea, stomach pain, anxiety can cause both of these, hashtag just saying, but please use your judgment, temperature, achy limbs, nasty cough, chills, dizziness, headache, flu symptoms, etc., depending on your illness. If it's illness caused, check your symptoms, find out what it's likely to be, and either rest up, self-isolate to protect your loved ones, or call your doctor. Food poisoning? A fairly rare one, but it happens nonetheless. In cases like this, your body is naturally going to need to get rid of whatever you've accidentally put inside it. It's a poison, so your body is just doing its best to completely reject that and make sure you continue to be healthy. And just in case you need to hear it, check your meat before you cook and before you eat. Keep an eye on best before dates. Don't eat from dodgy restaurants or takeouts. Check the reviews first, and the latest you can eat rice is the day after cooking. Old rice is very poisonous. In any case, if you get food poisoning, and if you're able to, I'd advise slowly eating something very plain, like crackers, and drinking mint tea to settle your stomach and the nausea. More info on the mint tea in a bit. Hangover? Ugh, I don't envy you. Hangover nausea is nasty, but it can definitely be avoided. You don't have to be sick. For starters, of course, for the night before, don't mix your drinks, keep an eye on your alcohol intake, always watch your drink, and have water and some food before bed. Any of the following tips in the next section of this video will help with the nausea. But mainly what I'd say is the only way to get rid of it is to eat and drink. I know that sounds gross, and it's almost impossible to eat anything when you feel nauseous, but you're going to have to trust me. I'd advise eating anything solid and unobtrusive, like chips, toast, pasta maybe, or crisps if you want something lighter. Potatoes are particularly important to eat because they soak up the alcohol in your stomach, and so work quicker to get rid of the nausea. Don't scarf the whole thing, just take very small bites of your chosen food and eat slowly. Don't push yourself and take pauses. It might feel worse to begin with, but you should find that your nausea will start to go down as you eat. Once your stomach starts to appreciate the food, have a nice, slow drink of water to wash away the alcohol. I would actually recommend drinking with a straw because it's an easier way of getting water into your system, particularly when you're nauseous. My tips for calming nausea. Throughout the years, these have been my absolute go-tos for calming or eliminating nausea, whether it was anxiety or antibiotics caused. If you're an emetophobic pro, you may already know some of these. Mint chewing gum, a brilliant one to take with you wherever you go. The mint and menthol of the gum soothes your stomach and is a great one for getting your digestion going. I like to carry some in my bag, not just for myself, but for others, because I'm scared of other people being sick. I'm sure you can relate, right? I will often offer gum to those around me in circumstances such as travel sickness, hangovers, etc. Usually does the trick, settles their stomach and rids me of any anxiety. Also, a really fast relief for gastric reflux. Mint tea. You can really take this for any type of nausea or upset stomach, but focusing particularly on food poisoning and illness, take small sips regularly and it really settles the stomach right down. It's calming and also a good one for fighting cold symptoms. I also add a teaspoon of honey and a slice of raw ginger to my mint tea for a good cold-busting cure. Hot water bottle. This is my absolute go-to for not only all types of nausea, but any problem in general. My cure-all. Cramps? Hot water bottle. Aches and pains? Hot water bottle. Anxiety? Hot water bottle. Cold? Hot water bottle. Hot water bottle? Trivago. Silly. Anytime one of my family is ill, the first thing I'll do is ask if I can make them a hot water bottle. The heat is incredibly soothing and not only calms or covers any stomach pain, but also relaxes the muscles. Just trust me. Feeling nauseous for any reason? Lie down with a hot water bottle and watch something unobtrusive. You'll relax in no time. Also great for anxiety too, because when you're anxious, particularly anxious about the prospect of being sick, your stomach muscles are going to tighten right up. and that is going to make you feel a little nauseous. Solution? You can either do stomach relaxation, mindfulness, or meditation, or get a hot water bottle on your tummy. Your muscles will very quickly relax, and the heat will soothe any aches. Heat in general seems to be a good one for anxiety. I remember when things were getting a bit too much, and my anxiety was very high, I would escape to the bathroom, run a sink full of very warm water, and just let my hands rest in the water and be calmed by the heat. I also had a mini hot water bottle that I used to stick under my shirt during work, so that I could calm my anxiety and tight stomach whilst I talked to customers. Peppermint oil. Again, like the tea and gum, peppermint oil is a good one in general for helping to calm nausea, but it has multiple uses. You can either just inhale the fragrance straight from the bottle when you need to, dab a little on your temples, side note, also great to do this with headaches, put a few drops on your bed pillow, or put a few drops in some cold water and add that to a diffuser. I also keep a small bottle of peppermint oil in my bag for when I'm outside and anxiety hits. Usually when this happens, the anxiety will heighten my senses and make it so that everything smells awful. Bad smells will then trigger off my intrusive and emetophobic thoughts. Having peppermint oil to hand though is great, because I can quickly inhale a little and immediately distract my senses and thus avoid the triggering thoughts. And because it helps with nausea anyway, it's doubly calming. Nausea Blend. Talking of diffusers, I have a special nausea blend that I made on New Year's Day last year during a very nauseous hangover from unknowingly mixing drinks. The oils are peppermint for nausea, lavender, a muscle relaxant and comforting, lemon for nausea, mood lifter, and tea tree, antibacterial and a feeling of cleanliness. All the oils have different properties to help with nausea, so combining them together just makes it all the more better. Not only does it relax and calm your nausea, but it also lifts your mood and gives you a feeling of lightness. I hope these tips help, and if you have any go-tos to help with nausea, leave a comment below. I'd love to find out more.